Okay, I think I'm ready to get started. Hey everybody, I'm Austin. I work at the EF doing developer onboarding and developer tooling. Today I'm going to show off Scaffold-eth, which is a quick way for you to get your projects into production. Quick way to prototype decentralized applications. I spent a lot of time at a lot of hackathons like this building apps, and I found that I spent the first day just getting my stack together. So what Scaffold-eth does is it's kind of a stack out of the box. You clone down a repo, you have Hardhat on the back end, and then you have a React app on the front end. It just makes prototyping and building apps a lot quicker, and I'll show that off. But before I get there, anybody who's looking for the fundamentals of building on Ethereum, check out ETH Build. I'm going to get in here just to use it for a QR code thing in a second. But ETH Build is a good way to just kind of like tinker around. This is like a little gas dashboard I have, but also you could bring in, key pairs, and you could show off how, a private key relates to an address, and you can kind of drag these things around. And I think it's generating them on a timer. Oh boy. Here we go. Yeah, so I can generate key pairs there. And that's a good way, like I could bring in a transaction and make a transaction or something like that. But what I'm using this for is just a text box, so I can show off a QR code. Okay, so this app is built with Scaffold-eth, and it's called Tip Party. And it's a way for, we're finding that as DAOs decentralize, they need a lot of decentralized tooling. One tool we needed right away is to be able to YOLO a small amount of GTC or some token to DAO participants if they show up on a call, or like you happen to show up to a talk. So I'm going to launch Tip Party, and I'm actually going to create a Tip Party where I can YOLO anybody who signs a message with their ENS wallet. I'm going to YOLO you a beer. I'm going to buy you a beer. So the room is ETH Portland. Let's create that room. There we go. Okay, so now if you go to app.tipparty/room/ETH Portland on your phone or laptop, and you connect your ENS wallet, you should be able to sign a message that gets you on a list. So I'm just going to have this little QR code down here. That's probably not big enough, is it? Let's see. Can I stretch it? Let's see. Yeah, a little bit bigger. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to keep that kind of down in the bottom right. That should take you to this Tip Party. You'll go here, you'll sign a message, and if you sign a message with an ENS address, I will buy you a beer. So go to that QR code throughout this talk, and I'm just going to kind of slide that with me as we move over here. Okay, QR code is still there. Okay, like I alluded to in the beginning, I work on this thing called Scaffold-eth. It's a way for you to get your apps built quickly, and the best way to learn Scaffold-eth is using speedrun Ethereum. So if you are a Web 2 dev, you're a DevOps dude, you're a mobile programmer, or you know someone who is a Web 2 dev, or you're just getting into Web 3, or you're looking for the new stack or a way to build faster decentralized applications, go to Speedrun Ethereum. Speedrun Ethereum, there's a quick intro video. It takes you through the basics of Solidity. If you're a programmer, the syntax of Solidity should be super easy. You'll pick it up quickly. But then it takes you through a bunch of challenges. I did a bunch of mentorship sessions, and I learned what resonated with folks as I taught them and what didn't, and then kind of distilled that into this curriculum. So Challenge 0 helps you create a simple NFT. It's basically just following instructions. You mint an NFT, but it also comes with like a minting website. So we see a lot of people are using Scaffold-eth right now for their minting page. We'll see some famous NFT have this really pretty really beautiful website that's not Web3 at all, and then they go to a mint page that's Scaffold-eth, and it's all Web3. Then we take them onto decentralized staking apps. So a superpower of Ethereum is to allow you, the builder, to write just a simple set of rules that can help get a bunch of people that don't necessarily trust each other to coordinate financially. And that level of coordination is something that Ethereum is really good at. And this challenge will work you through how to build your own staking app, then token vendor, then building a DEX, then on to building a multi-sig wallet and SVG NFT, and more and more. So there's a big curriculum here. There's a bunch of folks supporting it. If you're looking to learn how to build on Ethereum or other EVM-compatible networks, Speedrun Ethereum. Okay. So how's this QR code going? Anybody, let's see if this session is in here. Anybody signed a message yet? Oh yeah, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I'm buying some beers. This is what I like. I love seeing these ENS addresses here. See this guy here, 05D4, wah, wah. 8225, wah, wah. So get your ENS names and sign with your ENS name, okay? And that'll get you a beer later on in the talk. I think I'm going to go a little bit over time, but we'll see how this goes. Okay, so I want to just do a quick build with Scaffold-eth just to show you kind of what this speed run is all about and what this tool is all about. So once you pull down Scaffold-eth, if you just Google it, let's get that QR code back up here. If you just Google Scaffold-eth, you will land at a repo. It's just a GitHub repo, and you're just cloning a repo. And it has a quick start, and it'll run you through all this stuff. But I'm just going to fire it up here, so I'll do a yarn chain. That's going to run hard hat. So I've got a local hard hat node, and that's my backend. That's my whole blockchain, right? But it's all local and it's cheap and free. Then I'll do a yarn start. That's going to bring up my front end. And then the last command I'm going to run is a yarn deploy. Whoa, come back here. Yarn deploy. Okay, so with those three commands, basically cloning down the repo and running those three commands, I now have a full Ethereum stack ready to build. And if I go to localhost 3000, I'm going to have this nice app that lets me interface with my contract, and then I'll have my contract here. So okay, I'm going to cover up the QR code now for a little bit, sorry. So here is kind of the view that you get. It's kind of like Remix if you've used Remix, but it's a local app, and then once you have made your changes, your app itself is going to be a lot easier to deploy. Thinking of a hackathon, when you only have a weekend to build something, you don't want to spend the first day setting up your stack. You would love to just have this out of the box and start tinkering. So I'm just going to kind of add some more exclamation points. So this is just a template smart contract. It's probably hard to see. Let's see if I can make it any bigger. You've got a string here, and then you've got a function that lets you set that string. There's something really nice here with hard hat. We've got a console log too. So if I save that with the extra exclamation points there, and I'm just going to yarn deploy. I'm going to get in this loop of just doing a yarn deploy, and then coming over here to the front end and clicking debug contracts and kind of watching that. See how that changed? Let's do it again. Let's take some exclamation points out. Okay, and then I'm going to yarn deploy again. So we're just shipping contracts to our local chain. After it deploys, and it takes those artifacts and injects them into your front end. And then you have this nice front end where you can tinker with your smart contract, right? So I can say, I'm going to grab some funds from the faucet, and I'll say, hello world. And that lets me call that function. And if we go look at our hard hat node, look at that. We've got this nice console log here too. Not sure if you could see that. Sorry if I can make it a little bit bigger. But thanks to hard hat, you can get some debugging out of that smart contract of yours when the math isn't quite working right. You know how that goes. Somehow it's truncating some math and your order of operations is a little bit wrong. That's where that console log is going to be really handy. You can just get in there and throw a console log and get some feedback from hard hat. Okay. So at this point, you've got Scaffold-eth up. You're able to kind of just add some things. Let's make an address public owner. And I'll set it equal to, and I'll just go grab my owner address, this address from the front end, right? And I'll paste it right in, and I'll hit save, and I'll hit deploy. And this is the feedback loop, right? I'm tinkering. I'm throwing stuff into my smart contract, and then look at that owner shows up, right? And this is a thing with Scaffold-eth. Notice I have that nice blocky preview, and I get basically a good look at who this owner is, right? And then let's make a require statement or something. The message.sender equals the owner, right? And then we'll say not the owner. Okay, and there we go. We just wrote our first require statement, and we deploy our contract, and we test it, right? Instead of sending this off to some advanced test suite, basically we can test it right here in the front end. Let's try it out. I am the owner. I am this green dude right here, and if I say hello, hopefully this will work. Okay, now what I can do is I can open up an incognito window, and I can go to localhost 3000 with that. And you'll notice a new address in the top right. So these are burner wallets. These are burner addresses, and these are really handy for when you're working locally. Instead of having MetaMask connected and worrying about nonces and chain IDs, just use a burner wallet. It'll just have a private key and local storage. It makes it really easy for you to tinker. So I'm going to grab that, grab some funds from the faucet, and this should fail, right? This is bad guy. Bad pinky guy. And what happens? Not the owner. Okay, so we kind of tested the happy path. We tested the sad path. We can tinker around a lot more. Obviously, we could build a bunch of stuff into our smart contract here. And we can just get in this mode of tinkering and building. But I'm going to kind of skip ahead a little bit and kind of assume that you can work through both tinkering with the Solidity and also like getting some React built. You'll end up writing an example UI and creating some controlled components within React and then setting those up so you have like a nice UI UX for your user. I'm just going to deploy something to production with an ugly setup just to show you like basically going from 0 to 1, assuming that you can patch this stuff together, you can write some Solidity, you can tinker here, and get to something eventually. So I'm going to actually kill this one off. So when you use Scaffold-eth, there's hundreds of different branches. If I go to Scaffold-eth here, and I go look here, there's so many different branches. Whatever you're looking to learn, let's see, like commit reveal, right? There's a commit reveal example. If I type in NFT, there's going to be branches forever, right? A VRF NFT, that's pretty cool. It must use VRF for randomness or something like that. But anything that you're looking to learn, you're looking to get into, there's probably going to be a branch of Scaffold-eth that will get you dangerously close to having that prototype. So it's sort of like a starter kit, and then all of these like starter kits out of that starter kit came, right? So a DeFi starter kit or like a leverage starter kit or an NFT starter kit or an SVG NFT. You can find a lot of those in this Scaffold-eth examples right here. Yeah, so tons and tons and tons of different builds. If I go here and I like sort by, let's see, if we go to, 275 branches, let's just sort by, I want to sort by active. There we go. What are the most active branches? An 1155, Optimistic SDK, a Circom starter kit if you're thinking about getting into ZK stuff, Tax NFT, don't know what that is. Lots of stuff here, though. Like, as you're thinking of even hackathon projects, get in and find some of these branches and take something that someone else has built and extend it a little bit more. What I want to do, though, is I want to go to, I'm going to fork so from Speedrun Ethereum, I'm just going to go grab the very first quest. So it's challenge 0. It's a simple NFT example. I basically pulled that down here, and the steps are exactly the same. I'm going to do a yarn chain to bring up my chain. I'm going to do a yarn start to bring up my front end. And then I can do a yarn deploy, and that will deploy whatever smart contract I have here. OK, so what I was thinking of is I was thinking I would make a NFT and throw it onto production, but let's see what gas prices are looking like. They're okay. Oh no, it just shot up. Darn it. If gas doesn't get too crazy, maybe I'll try to put something on mainnet just to show like the quick iteration loop here. But now I have my NFT app. It looks very similar. You've got your burner wallets in the top right. You've got your faucet down here. You have all of the same things from Scaffold-eth, but now we're in like a specific NFT example, and we're looking at an NFT. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to Nifty Inc. So Nifty Inc. is built with Scaffold-eth. This is one of the only apps that's built with Scaffold-eth that actually uses the burner wallets. Most of the time, you turn those burner wallets off by the time you go to production because you usually don't want someone to just land on your site and get a wallet. But in Nifty Inc., it's particularly important because it's basically for artist onboarding. Nifty Inc. is an NFT platform that runs on Gnosis chain. And it lets any artist, you'll notice that I have a kind of green smiley guy right here. You can see that I have this address and it has no ETH on it. So let's pretend like I'm an artist with my iPad. I open up Safari, I go to nifty.inc, and I get this page, right? As an artist, they should be able to kind of just like draw something cool, provide some kind of value to the ecosystem, make something that's interesting to someone else. And I'm just going to call this Red Smile. And I'm going to limit it to 2, so it'll be a 2 of 2 NFT. And I'm going to hit ink. Notice I don't have any money. And sometimes this works, sometimes this doesn't. I don't have any money here. So what it's doing is it's using my burner wallet, and it's signing a meta transaction. And that meta transaction is going to a relay where I pay the gas. Look at that. We just minted an NFT on Gnosis chain without paying any gas using a burner wallet. Now, let's go ahead and put that NFT for sale, right? What if it's like $1? Now that NFT is available for someone else to buy on that marketplace, And me as an artist, I have no idea what I'm doing. I have no idea what a key pair is. I have no idea what a mnemonic is, right? I just got in and made some art. And if someone buys that, there's going to be $1 now in my account. And it kind of flips the onboarding user experience. Instead of me having to have a 12-word seed phrase up front and protect that and then get ETH, this kind of changes it to you build something cool, you provide value for the ecosystem, and if you provide value back, you actually have money in your wallet, and now you need to learn how to protect that, right? It's kind of like, oh, I have this $1, what do I need to do to protect that? Oh, now it's a lot easier to have the 12-word mnemonic seed phrase chat, right? You need to have the seed phrase, you need to protect it, all of that. So it just kind of changes onboarding. What I want to do, though, is I want to grab, I made my own kind of gross one here, but I think one of my artists, I think Mr. D, did one for us already. There we go. Isn't that a cool ETH Portland one? I'm basically going to just take this NFT that's on a side chain, and I'm going to mint it on mainnet if gas isn't too bad. Oh, no, I don't want that. So sorry, Mr. D, I'm totally stealing your work. I stream ETH to him, so he will turn it in and get paid at least. Let's see if I can get a hold of this. Here. Go here. I want just this thing right here. OK, so now I've got an IPFS hash of my metadata, and I'm going to put that in right here. OK, so, and let's go back to our list. Let's say eventually, well, if gas is, I'm only going to be able to mint like 10 or 15 of these. I'm just going to set a hard limit of 15. So basically, I've taken this NFT example right off the shelf. I've put in a hard limit. I've set it so only the owner can mint. I'm just making a few small changes. What should we call this? Like ETH Portland NFT? Did I even spell it right? I think so. EPNFT? I don't know. That sounds like something someone else has already made. OK, this looks good. Now, if I wanted to do something else, maybe I could make it a soul-bound NFT by reverting here, right? If I wanted the NFT to not be transferred. Or if I wanted to put a price function in, right? I could easily require that the price is greater than some value. I could even have that price go up on a price curve by adding one more line, right? This is the neat thing about writing for Ethereum is you can add 2 lines to your Solidity and create an entirely new financial mechanism. So let's just say 15 limit reach. This looks good. Let's ship it locally and make sure it works. And if that works, then I'm going to deploy it to production. So let's see. I want to grab this dude's address, and I want to go to a mint script. So normally, in the challenge 0, if you go through Speedrun Ethereum challenge 0, you'll set up your NFT. You'll be able to click this mint NFT button, and you'll be able to mint. Anyone will be able to go to your site and mint. But I'm actually going to just kind of hardwire a mint script here, and I'm just going to mint to all my users. But for now, I'm just going to test that one. And if I do a yarn mint, let's see if it ends up minting an NFT. Again, go to Speedrun Ethereum, take on challenge 0. You'll be able to set up your own NFT in 20 minutes, and you'll have this whole setup. What I'm hoping for is I get to see an NFT here in a second, but I'm not. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so we are minting. It's working. Okay. Cool. So let's say you've worked through something in Scaffold-eth. You've tinkered with your smart contracts. You've got your front end kind of working the way you want. Going to production is the next step, and it's actually very, very simple to deploy something to production, and we are going to do that now. So if I do, right now we're deploying to my local hard hat node, so I don't have to tinker around with deployment accounts. It's kind of handled for me. When we go live, when we go to production, you'll need an account. So I'm going to do a yarn generate, and that's going to create a local mnemonic within the directory here. Then if I do a yarn account, I can get the QR code for that. How's gas looking on mainnet right now? What are we thinking? Are we thinking we should go to mainnet? I'm probably going to run 5 minutes over, too. Here we go. OK. So I'm going to use a Punk wallet. Oh, let's talk about the Punk wallet for a second. Punk wallet is built with Scaffold-eth. It's a Web3 wallet with Wallet Connect up front on all sorts of EVM-compatible networks. I've got my Punk wallet here with, let's see, hopefully some real ETH on it. Yeah, so I'm going to open up my Punk wallet here. Yeah, it's got enough ETH. Let's see if this works out. And let's send some ETH to my deployer address. Oh, I don't want to like move my laptop around. There we go. Okay, what do you think? Maybe $300? All right, just YOLO $300 on mainnet. Let's see if that works. Oh no, oh no, oh no, the base fee. I think I may need to use a different wallet actually, depending on, yeah, it's only using 38 gas right now. I think gas is higher than that. Yeah, gas is like up at 60 something, yeah. Okay, let's call an audible here. Let's grab this address. Let's go to my MetaMask. Ooh, 38% battery too. Really pushing it here. Okay, let's send some ETH. What, 0.25? That's probably too much. Let's go for it. 0.25, let's go. I'm gonna need gas to mint to everyone anyways, so here we go. Okay, so now my deployer, once that block gets mined, my deployer should have money in it. So I built an app with Scaffold-eth, both smart contract and front end. I've generated an account here. I funded that account. Now, we were doing a yarn deploy earlier. I'm just gonna change one little flag here. I'm gonna say yarn deploy, and I'm gonna say -- network. He's doing it, equals mainnet. Okay, and then let's go look at our gas here. 69, nice. Anybody? What are we at? Like 81? Is 81 the way to go? How do you guys feel about 81 gas? Well, let's find out. All right, here we go. Yarn deploy mainnet. Let's see if our NFT will go to mainnet. So we're deploying this. I really should have like looked it over a little bit more. It looks pretty good. Okay, we've even got a transaction hash. That's probably going to take a second and then get mined. So we had to do -- network mainnet, right? We had to point our deployment to mainnet. Now we have one other thing we need to change within Scaffold-eth. You'll notice that the app is still pointed at localhost. So we need to get into our front end, and you'll spend a lot of time in the front end. You'll learn all these handy hooks and kind of figure out how all this stuff works. But I need to change one thing. You change one thing in the front end to make your app go to production, and it's right here. Right now, everything's pointed at localhost. Now we just say, all right, let's point it at mainnet, and we go reload over here, and hopefully, there we go. Now our app is on mainnet, and if we go to debug contracts, there's our contract out on mainnet, ETH Portland NFT, and it's owned by that dude. Oh, hopefully that's the deployer. Hopefully that works fine. I think that's gonna work fine. Okay. Now I want to do, I want to start a yarn build. This will take a little bit. What I want to do is not only just put just the smart contract on production, I want to actually put a full like front end on production too. And I'll run 5 minutes over if that's okay. Yeah, is that okay? Okay. So not just a smart contract, I want to get a front end up there. So I'd like for everyone to be able to go to this front end and see their NFTs. So I'm going to start that building now, but it'll take a second. So let's go back to our tip party, and let me see if I can, oh man, where is it? Okay. Tip party, let's just go all the way through it again. Launch app, it was ETH Portland, right? ETH Portland, join room, yeah, there we go. Okay, what I want to do is copy these addresses. Let's let it do some ENS resolution real quick. Oh boy, that's slow. Okay, and, oh, I'm not the owner of the room. Wait, become host. Yes, now I am. Okay, cool. All right, let's X out some of these non-ENS addresses. Thank you for playing. All right, this is a good list. This is a good list. I create a DAO out of this list, right? Watch what I can do here. I can go here and I can copy to clipboard. So I've used this to, when I get off stage, I'll drop 1 GTC to all these addresses and buy you guys a beer. But what I actually am using this for is address collection, right? I just wanted to collect enough people from this room to be able to start a DAO or something, right? In this case, I'm not going to start a DAO. I'm just going to deploy an NFT. But let's see. If I take this list and I paste it in here, this is going to take, okay, what do we got? We got commas, but not, all right. And then we find, replace comma with quote, comma, quote. Let's see. Yes, yes. Replace, 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 replace. All right. All right, there we go. Okay. And then I'll save that, and I'm going to put my address first. Okay. And that would be this dude, just so we see it mint once. Okay. So we've deployed our contract, and I want to do a yarn surge. We've built our front end. What's this thing going to be called? ETH Portland NFT.surge.sh. Let's see if EP NFT is a legal surge name. Maybe, maybe. There we go. So now we're deploying our live website backed by a smart contract. So within like 20 or 30 minutes, we sat down, we tinkered with our Solidity, we tinkered with our app, and then we deployed the thing. Now, anybody out there, if you want, you can go to epnft.surge.sh, and our decentralized app is live. Now, I say decentralized because I put it on Surge, right? Like, I should put it on IPFS, and you should be able to get to the endpoint in a lot of ways. Of course, it'll be open source, and you could fork it and bring it up yourself. But the app is basically live. We were able to go from 0 to 1 by just kind of like using Scaffold-eth and using some of these commands. Okay. In the last couple minutes, let me attempt to mint these NFTs with a script to all the folks who signed up with their ENS address. Let's see. We're going to want to set gas probably a little more surgically since we're doing a bunch of these. Is it still at 81 Gwei? Let's see. Gas tracker. Oh, that's way better. All right, 51. Let's change it to 51. That means I'll be able to mint more of these before I run out of my $300 or whatever. Actually, wonder if I float it. Nah, let's just do 51. All right, yarn mint. So now I'm going to run that mint script that basically takes that list of folks and loops over them and mints them one of these NFTs. Maybe. Let's find out. Okay, there we go. Okay, now eventually that should mint an NFT to this dude, I think, E436, yeah. So hopefully these are minting NFTs live on mainnet. And if you want to see your NFT, you would go to epnft.surge.sh and you would connect your wallet just like you connected into the app where you signed. And hopefully your NFT will show up right here. Let's see, I'm still waiting. Maybe I need to reload. Come on, baby, show that NFT. Where is it? Let's see, can I do balance of this dude? Yeah, wah, wah. Okay, so I'm guessing these transactions are still floating and not executing. Oh no, yarn mint, I am a knucklehead. Yarn mint, -- network, mainnet, that's what we needed. Let's try again. Oh, 2 N's? Okay, let's try that one more time. You guys almost let me get away with only minting those on localhost. What a jabroni. All right, and I think that's basically it. So just to recap, if you're a developer wanting to get into the space, speedrun Ethereum. If you know devs, if you're looking to onboard more devs, tell them to go to speedrun Ethereum. It'll take you through Scaffold-eth. Use Scaffold-eth today. If you're building an app at the hackathon, please pull down Scaffold-eth, run through it. It'll take you 10 minutes to get going, and then your app will just fly. It'll be so much faster. There's a mainnet NFT. Awesome. All right, thank you.